Hello everyone, if this is your first time to my channel, my name is Kevin Toppenberg. I've been refurbishing a Bridgeport mill. I've got a good show for you today. We're going to get the column and the ram all squared away, got some paint on it, and do a little bit of work on getting the things repositioned. Hope you enjoy. Okay, time to paint. I've got some this kind of paint. It's a Krylon Rust Tough. It's an enamel, and I've got it colored as a steely gray. I got a lot of color strips, and of course I couldn't take the parts down there to directly match them, so I took some pictures, and the head is a darker color than, say, that boom, or the ram rather. At the end I decided to go with this steely gray. I love some of these colors. Elephant gray, shark fin, sooty lashes. So, some funny names. All right, let's get after it. I got the fans running because we got fumes from this acetone cleaning up the brushes, trying to move some air through. All right, I got it finished with the first coat. I think it looks nice. I need to do a little light sanding, do another coat, and then we'll see whether it needs a clear coat or not. Right now it looks like it has a nice gloss. All right.
24 hours later.
Okay, I've got two coats on that. I think that has a nice gloss to it. I don't think I'm going to put a clear coat on it the way I did that lathe. I'm not really sure if it adds any strength or not, because I've had some places where it's chipped off. So like, for example, right there. So I don't know that the clear coat helped. And there. I've got one coat on here. That's looking nice. I'll come back eventually and put some black on this part here. I was thinking I might like to paint this, but I'm pretty sure there's some metal plates that slide right here. And I think if it's sliding, that paint's gonna just be a problem. So I think I'll just leave that the way it is. It's coming along. All right, I've got my painting done on those two parts, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get that column repositioned back over where it was before, so that as I get stuff done, I can start reassembling. Because I'm on a hill, this shop is on pillars, And this spot we picked out is right over top a pillar, so to have maximum strength in this area. All right.
Look how far we've come, and yet so far to go. We are balanced on the wire between our dreams and status quo. Tomorrow's setback is not a sign for human eyes. We have to trust that fortune just around the corner lies. So staring straight ahead, I greet the dawn of each new day. As night escapes behind and steals the brilliant stars away. While all around I hear the sound of friends who come this far.
All right, I've got it up on the engine hoist. Now I'm gonna move it over there. And it's always a trick of getting it from the hoist onto the floor. What I've traditionally done has been a floor jack and just kind of go from concrete blocks to wooden blocks to down. It works better if you've got a toe jack. For today, I think I'm just going to try to get it to the concrete blocks and then we'll work on getting it onto the ground later.
We are looking up and chanting with one voice. Don't look down. 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 Learn to fly, but don't look down. Look at all you've done and all that's left.
All right, she's off the hoist and moved. I thought long and hard about whether I wanted to just go ahead and put it on my rolling cart there. And I'm torn as to whether I want to do that or not. I think I do want to put it on there because I'm not sure if this is the exact position I want, and with that rolling cart I can shift it around a little bit. But I think there's like a whole procedure I have to go through. I have to take off one side and then disassemble it, and then put it under and then jack it up. And I think that I cannot do that when it was on the engine hoist. So I think I have to go to the concrete blocks, and then I think I have to go from here to wooden blocks. The spacing is all a factor. So I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for right now. And I'll probably change my mind 5 more times. All right, I got that moved over. I got the ram up on sawhorses. So now, I initially was feeling I needed to take it all the way down and completely put Bondo on it. Then with that pedestal, I found that I got reasonable results. And again, I'm not going for the same kind of perfection I did with that. I found that I could just add Bondo. So I'm gonna try doing that, just try to, clean this, try to rough up as much as I can. And, if I get an area that's peeling and it just spreads, I'm gonna try to get as much of that spreading because I don't wanna put stuff over and just have it peel off. But I'm gonna try to see if I can keep as much on there as possible.
12 seconds later.
Here's the ram after I've got done with all my cleaning. I took an orbital sander, went over all the paint until the color changed. Been using a cleaning solution, and you can see it has left a little bit. I'm gonna have to come and put the Bondo in all of the damage areas. I decided to take the paint and everything off the top of these letters because they're quite well done. Actually, there's, you can even read the little R symbol there. So the casting was done pretty well. And I'm ultimately hoping to paint the background, the backdrop one color, and then the outer part another color. So we'll see how that works. I gotta look online to see how other people have done it. So that is that. I also cleaned a bunch of gunk out from in here. I have some of this cleaner. Froggy sanitizers for hand sanitizers, 80% alcohol, but it also has a little bit of soap in it. So it actually worked pretty well. And then I took this out. This is fairly simple. It's got a set screw that presses up against a key. And then it's got these little washers on both the top and the bottom. Washer goes there, and then a similar area up here. All right. And then I wire wheeled it to get that cleaned up. It was kind of gunky and nasty. All right, so next step is Bondo, but that's all for me for today. All right, I've gone over this 3 times now, putting Bondo and then sanding it. Done the best I could. There are still some slight imperfections. I'm hoping that paint will fill that in. You know, and stuff like where I've gotten into the paint a little bit of the remaining. Again, I'm hoping that the enamel will fill some of that stuff in. We'll see. Maybe it'll make it more noticeable. Got a first coat of paint on. Very nice. I'm gonna paint this inner part black, and I'm gonna paint that background black. I've got this background filled in. It's pretty tedious. I have a little bit of a tremor in my hand, and that made it kind of difficult. And the walls of each of these letters is not completely flat or level. So I've got some black that's come up on the surface. I'm going to come back again with a sander and sand that part flat. And then likewise, I got a little bit of the black onto this gray, and I'll come back again and even that up. I have to kind of get real close to see it, and you can see every imperfection, but I think once you get a little distance away, it'll look good. So it's coming together. All right, I got this other side painted as well. I'll have to come back and touch up, you know, imperfections like that, and then make a straight edge along there, and then I can come along and put the white up on the flat. Actually, I'm gonna take the sander and get off any black that got on the flat surface, and then put white on top of it. Either white, or I may just do this color here, because I think that would be a nice contrast as well. I'll have to think about that. I've seen one online that had white, and it looked pretty good. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I'm happy with how it's going. It's making some good progress. I started painting that white with a fine paintbrush, but I just wasn't able to get a nice thing where I felt like I was covering the whole letters. So then I decided to try coming across with one of these narrow rollers, and I got paint all in the black behind it. But I did get a reasonably good cover of the white, so then I'm going to try to come back and after this dries and try to cover up on the black, see if I can get that looking good. Same thing on this side. I've come back and filled in the black. The white still has some weakness. It's really just one coat. So I'm going to come back and put white on that. I'm actually expecting I'll then have to do back it's a little bit more black. So I'm probably going to have to go back and forth a few times. Like, for example, you can see right on the tip of this E, you know, I'll need to put some white there. It's just that the edges are not completely level. It's hard to get exact, but when you get a little ways away from it, it looks nice. Well, I got away with just patching up a few holes on the ram, getting ready to do this turret, and it had some flaky bits, so I started just running underneath it, and just big areas have come off. So I think it's better for me to just do the whole thing. I thought about, you know, maybe trying to leave these edges to something to match to, but you know, but I'm seeing cracks in there, and I still, even though I've tried to go in there and it doesn't flake off, but I can see cracking in there, and I just don't trust its adhesion to the material below, so I'm gonna take it all off.
One eternity later.
All right, I got it all wire wheeled. Someone floated the idea to me of having a mill that was just all bare cast iron, you know, put some sort of a rust inhibitor on it. That would be actually pretty cool looking. It's kind of nice and shiny. There were some areas where my wire wheel didn't get down in there very well. I may have to come back with something smaller. Same with like down in here. I took my little pick and got everything loose off. I think that'll probably be okay. All right, now comes the not so much fun of putting new Bondo on. I got some Bondo on. I wish it was smooth, but it's like spreading sticky peanut butter. There was a lot of deficit here. The metal was ground way back, so I had to just kind of glob it in there, and I'll have to shape that back a little bit. There's two curves. There's one curve this way and then another curve this way. So it's kind of a complex angle there. Again, getting in around here was very difficult, and all around here, it's not like you can make a nice smooth swipe. You just have to kind of dab it and trying to fill in all the holes. I'm gonna have to come back and get under here if it needs it. I may not even need it.
346 minutes later.
It's a little windy out this morning. There's a storm maybe coming in later. I've got these all bondoed up and sanded, and I've already started putting just a little bit of paint on this one. Actually can't remember what this one's called. That's the head attaches to that, so I guess it'd be kind of a knuckle or neck, or I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna cut it off there. Boy, it's sure looking nice. The next video we got coming up, we're gonna do some assembly, start putting some of the parts back together, and she's looking good. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. I'm small enough that I try to answer all the comments that come in. So appreciate everything, and thanks for watching. Peace out.